welcome to episode 3 of #WineLads. I am Boomer.
I'm Timothy Mulvaney, but my friends call me Cal, and you can too.
And we're here to talk about wine. So this is episode 3, Tokyo Drift, in our Fast and Furious story arc that we're doing now, chronicling the escapades of wine mixed with the Fast and Furious universe.
And if you're worried that you're going to not be able to follow a very complex and high, fast-paced storyline, then go back and watch the other 2 episodes, or listen to the other 2 episodes, and then get all nice and caught up. And you can come and watch us drink some wine.
Indeed, it's important to know what wine we've already drunk. No, that's not the important part. It's literally just the naming of it is the only thing.
This is all important. Everything is important here.
True. It's all about the details. The little
There might be a quiz later.
We could do clever callbacks into shit we said in the other episodes. We could do.
I'm up for that.
We'll see how that goes. I don't know. Well, anyway, right. Let's get down to the wine today. So today we've got like a special one for you all, where a good friend of mine, a friend of the podcast, we can say that now.
Yeah.
Rob Curtis. So shout out to Rob Curtis. Thank you very much for this.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Who, out of the kindness of his heart, basically like just dropped 2 bottles of wine off at the off outside my house last weekend.
At WINELADS HQ.
Yeah, at WINELADS HQ. So just dropped off 2 bottles. He thought it'd be cool if for once we did the same bottle of wine.
Yeah, first time we're ever doing the same bottle of wine.
So today, brought to you courtesy of Rob Curtis, is Oxford Landing. Shiraz.
Oh, we said that at the same time. Nice. Well done. We didn't rehearse that at all. And we honestly didn't.
No, genuinely, we are not organised enough to actually rehearse something. So we have Oxford Landing Estates Shiraz. Estates grown and bottled 2017 from South Australia. So back to the Australian Shirazes. I think I had one before, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah.
I had a Shiraz, I think. Anyway, Rob's brought
vegan friendly.
Wonderful. Yeah, so this is like one that Rob really likes. The last 2 he had in his off license, apparently. So on his little trip out, he went and nicely thought of us and then got us a barley. So thank you very much. He absolutely made my day when he dropped those round.
Yeah, and then later my day as well when you told me. So yeah, thanks a lot, Rob. I'm really glad you like what we're doing and finding enjoyment out of it, and you like it enough. It's the first podcast gifts. This is awesome. This is
what I'm hoping, is that more people, anyone else who likes this, if you want to drop some bottles of wine round to us, then we will drink them, and we will drink them on air, on Tinternet.
Yeah. Address on screen.
Yes, the thing you're watching. That's where you can watch it. Anyways, yeah. It's the Shiraz. It's a red. Actually, I'll read a little bit more off the back, actually. Oh, there's like a little story on the back, actually. So, settle down, gather around, kids.
I like stories.
Age, and I will. Was when I was 17. I drank a very good wine. Anyway, on the banks of South Australia's mighty Murray River, Oxford Landing's grapes have thrived since 1958 in sustainability-grown vineyards. A sophisticated Shiraz with nuances of warm spice and notes of blackberry, chocolate, and vanilla bean. Enjoy with
definitely.
Or paella, as it's pronounced, or lightly spiced ragu.
Ooh,
I have none of those.
Definitely, when we taste this now, we're gonna have to be like, oh yes, I can definitely detect some notes of blackberry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, right, let's
on screen pour.
Oh baby,
I need this wine today.
Oh,
okay.
A little bit of singing, so okay, so we've got a tilt. Right. Have a look at it. So actually, I watched. Have you ever seen the film Sideways?
Don't think so.
It's about. So Shell put it on the other day and thought it'd be good research for me. It's like one of those ones, and like we've both got like a list of like films we want to watch, and it's basically these like 2 guys in America who it's fictional. They go as some Paul Giamatti, and I've forgotten the name of the other guy, but I quite like him. He's good in stuff. Maybe I'll look it up later on when you're saying something long. And they basically go on a wine tour because like one of them's getting married, so he wants to cut loose. So him and his like best mate from college, they go on a wine tour because his mate's really into wine. And so I learned a couple of tips.
Oh.
So one thing, I'll have to move this down. So you look at it, and this is what I'm learning from the film Sideways. So basically, like because as we've been doing, you tilt it and you look at it, and then one of the things you're looking for is color consistency.
Okay.
The reason behind it, I forget, because I watched it like Saturday afternoon with like maybe the residue of a hangover going on, and then had some more drinks later on with you actually via the internet.
Internet drinking, the best kind. Is it the best kind? No, it's not the best kind. Pub garden drinking is the best kind.
So you're supposed to look for some sort of color consistency throughout it. Again, reasons I don't remember.
Well, it's all the same color, so that's good.
He then took a sniff.
Yeah.
He went through the steps with his mate explaining how he's supposed to do it.
So it's basically it's the official film of the podcast.
Pretty much, yeah. The problem is that they're two just absolute train wrecks of people. So actually, maybe it is the official.
Yeah, that's us.
So he had a good old sniff, and then does his Paul Giamatti like kind of acting that he does. Then he did.
Already closing. You understand?
And he does like this, which I found question. Like you hold it, so move the speaker out of the way, and then he swirled it. The table just kept going, and the reason for this apparently is it oxidizes it and induces more oxygen into the wine, so that it frees up the flavors and allows them to come out a bit more. So then you go
nothing
back in.
Nothing to do with the sides and stuff then, like what we thought it was, like you see how much it streaks up the side for the sediment.
Yeah, but I tell you what, actually, it's true. Once you give it that good swirl, that sort of like desktop swirl, and then stick your nose in again, you can actually smell it way better.
It
becomes
smells so much stronger. It's
really wafty. That's a good tip. Wine tip. There you go.
There you go. You've done the tips already, man. That is getting right up my nose. That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's clear.
Jeez Louise.
So I guess we do. What do you smell? This one's more for you. All I got is just like a big hit of booze, which I'm cool with. But...
Yeah, no, that smells very boozy. Let me calm my mind and focus.
It's got quite like a little bit of a sharp smell to it. It's like something that's like really hitting the nostrils.
As in Sean Bean's series Sharp?
Yes, yeah, Sharp's Revenge.
I thought it smelled like that too.
Yeah. Smells just, if it were to be a TV series from the 90s, it would be Sharp's Revenge or Sharp's Challenge. Which one? There's several of them. Maybe Sharp's Revenge isn't one. Probably is.
I can smell something. I just can't quite put my finger on what it is. I'm going to do a daredevil. I'm going to blind myself. It's fruity.
Yeah, I was thinking though, I didn't want to come out with just fruity. They're like, okay, that sounds like a cop-out answer.
I mean, we already know it's got blackberries, right? But
yeah.
Not
getting from the smell chocolate or vanilla bean.
No, I'm not getting chocolate at all. But maybe that's more in the taste.
Yeah, we're failing at smell. Let's go for taste.
Oh, I can smell something though. But yeah, let's just jump ahead to the taste.
It's very nice. I do get a hint of vanilla, to be honest. I don't know if that's just because I've read it's supposed to, or if I actually am getting it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, good shout, Rob. This is actually, I'm enjoying this one. So after one sip.
I mean, I've enjoyed all of mine, but I'm maybe it's just because I extra need a wine today, but that's good. That's really tasty. I'm getting, there's a definite smoothness that like washes down the throat quite nicely.
Back in for a bit more. Yeah, I really like that. That's good. It's not as when it was a Shiraz like with some of the other ones we've had. I kind of thought it might be like because like I had like a really bold and spicy one the first time, and then you had one last time. This isn't like really bold though, is it?
No, it's quite middling. It's
Mm.
quite a strong taste, but it's not like
Not heavy.
yeah. It's not heavy. It washes through the mouth quite nicely. And you remember last time with the last one that I had, and I just got the image of Christmas in my head.
Mm.
This one has also brought me another image in my head, but it's not Christmas this time.
Oh, yeah.
I take a swig of this, and I swoosh it around, take the air in, and in my mind it conjures. This is where I sound like a pretentious dick, but I don't care. I don't care.
Wine
This is
podcast,
me.
man.
I'm seeing a like a forest. It's making me think of a forest, and I like that. It's a nice forest.
Nice.
I think I'm certifiably insane. Apologies for. I shouldn't say insane. I shouldn't really say that, but
You mean it not in a derogatory sense, obviously.
no,
It's more
I'm just
in a descriptive sense.
I'm eccentric. That's what I am. Mm.
I like
Mm.
it's got a really nice aftertaste to it as well.
Mm. Oh yeah, that is a dark fruits flavor. That is a dark fruits, and I'm into it.
Yeah,
Not
definitely.
strong by dark fruits, just dark fruits. It's WINELADS dark fruits. That's good. I like that. Good
Yeah,
shout, Rob. That's really tasty. That's going to go down a treat. I imagine I'll be finishing that bottle maybe over the course of this podcast. You
within
know,
the next hour.
I'm ready for. Oh, I just had another sort of aftertaste from that actually, right at the top of my mouth, and that is very like summer berry. Mm. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm into that. I'm really into that.
Awesome.
Good stuff. Well, that's the wine.
Yeah,
And we'll just continue drinking this. But Boomer, it feels like a while. I know I saw you the other weekend, but how have you been? Why don't you tell everyone how you've been?
I've been good, mate. It's been a long week. Weeks are getting really long. It feels like not necessarily just because I can't go out, but also just like work's got this weird intermittent sort of thing. I won't say obviously what it is exactly, but I go through periods where I've got like shitloads to do and I'm absolutely rammed and don't know how I'm going to fit it in a day and like don't take a proper lunch break or anything. Literally, my lunch break is just to eat and then just like back to it. And then you go through like a long period again where there's just nothing to do for several hours.
Mm.
And then I'm back on, which like then it's like a bit intense again. And yeah, it's just been kind of like that all week, just like on and off, busy. So either it's all or nothing all week, which is slightly more draining, I kind of feel, than just like when if you're busy the whole time. I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah.
just like my way of sort of looking at it. But like, I'd like to have like either be busy or not be busy, but I don't want both.
Yeah. No, I completely appreciate that. Whereas I have been, I've been very busy. So my week, I feel like it's been quite quick, and I'm quite happy for that. However, I've been incredibly swamped at work. It's quite stressful, hence why I'm looking forward to this wine. But in a way that, you know, progress is being made, but sometimes it's a bit like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Again, like so, I'm not going to say what I do, but it's yeah, it's been very busy. But it is so we aim to record these on a Thursday for anyone who's interested in that, to then release the following Thursday. It is. I'm very glad it's coming up to the weekend because I need that weekend time. I need it good. Oh wait, I'm on call.
Uh,
So on call normally for me means that I don't get many calls. But now that I've said that, I'll probably get some more. But you know, it's fine. It's fine.
right. So actually, we're gonna have to stop with there. It's getting really jerky where you are. So what I might do is I might move.
Yeah.
Back into the other room. It didn't work very well, so we're back.
Yeah. So I think I was just summing up that we were talking about our weeks, and you had said that you
Yes.
were
How was your week?
busy.
Yeah. How was
Yeah.
your?
So yeah, mine's been super busy. So I won't go into it too much again because we've already got. People don't want to hear me talk about it twice, but it's okay because it's nearly the weekend, and I have wine now, and I'm going to be busy tomorrow anyway, so that day's going to go quickly, and I've got a nice evening planned tomorrow to do some Netflix with someone quite special to me. So yeah, that should be quite good. So I don't know if this is what you wanted to do now, but there is two reasons that we are thanking Rob for this podcast, because not only did he bring us 2 bottles of wine, because if you've watched the previous or listened to the previous podcast, then you'll know that I had some Tabasco that I purchased, and I decided to try it on air. And Rob has now provided us with 2 bottles of hot sauce. And they're actually different bottles of hot sauce.
Yeah.
So me and Boomer are going to try a different one. So Boomer, what's the one that you've got?
So I have a Jumpy J's hot wing chili sauce.
Excellent. So we obviously got sent a picture of Boomer sent me a picture of what Robert dropped over. And out of the 2 hot sauces, this is the one I was hoping you were going to let me take and try. It's Death Tears Fuego, I think I pronounced that right, Fuego Habanero Orange Extra Hot Chili Sauce. And it's got a lovely little skull eating a chili that's on fire, and he's got a little tear in his eyes. And that's pretty cool.
Oh, lovely little skull.
So yeah, I guess maybe this is going to be a regular thing, maybe not. I don't know. I think it's fun. We're going to try some hot sauce as well, and maybe it will pair really nicely with the wine.
I hope so. So yeah, he got these because he used to, I asked him where he got these as well from. So he got these from.
Okay.
He used to work at the Devonshire Arms in Cambridge, which used to be a regular haunt of mine when I used to live there. It's an awesome pub. It's one of my favourites in Cambridge, definitely. So I really love the Dev. It's fucking awesome. I just seem to be whoever's running at the time. I seem to end up becoming friends with them as well. So that's really good. And yeah, they do loads of like chili festivals and stuff like that. So they do some cool stuff like that going on. And he just because he used to work there as well. I'm not sure if he used to run the place at one point or not. Maybe like in the interim or something. I'm not sure. He used to work there anyway. And because he worked in loads of pubs, he used to run pubs. So yeah, all round good guy. He knows his pubs, which is all good. So that's why I'm especially like happy to take like tips from him on alcohol, and like you'll take people who run pubs, who work in pubs, as alcohol tips. But he had some of these left over, so he meant because he saw that you liked the habanero stuff last time, so I think your one is kind of like that.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because it's Fuego Habanero. So yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And I think this one's more of a chipotle kind of thing because I mentioned that I like chipotle. So he put extra care into this. He's brought ones he thinks we're going to like. So that's really cool.
Man, Rob, thank you, man.
Yeah.
This is so cool. So I'm just going to go for it. I mean, I live with my housemate Ben, who, if you don't know, also is B-Sides. He's a musician, chemistry musician. If you're friends of ours, then you know him. Check out his music because it's really, really good. He just had his second album out last year. Anyway, he loves.
There'll be a link below.
Yes, there will be.
I'm also the bass player in his band when he plays live as well. So.
Oh yeah, of course you are.
I might be on that album.
Yeah, I mean, you are credited. We're both credited on that album.
Yeah,
I mean, you do more than I do. I just do a couple of backing vocals, but yeah. So he loves hot sauce, and I think he's been looking at the side, been wondering when we can use this. But now, podcast time, it's open. We're going to try a little bit now, and then we can just start putting that on our dinners and stuff. So yeah. Do I swig? I'm not going to swig from the bottle. I think I might just like put some on my
go for like the back of.
Oh yeah. The old Sambuca way. So I got a nice little blob there.
Oh, that's real nice.
Oh,
that's just my sort of thing. I'm dead chuffed for this.
That is fantastic. That is, you get there's a real, when you get the heat at the back of your throat and you get this kind of like, I don't know if prickly is the right way to describe that. It gets quite prickly. You get that. It's not too much, but you can definitely taste that orange in there. There's something smooth and citrusy about it, without overpowering the like the silkiness of the heat. Silkiness and heat. That's hot sauce is silky, or it can be. That's really tasty. I cannot wait to put that on like some chips or into some cooking.
Yeah. This would go real good in a burger, I think, because it's like something like that. So it's quite tomatoey.
Ooh,
So,
okay,
yeah,
I'm into that.
It tastes pretty tomatoey. It's not that hot compared to what I would have in other times, because I'm a bit obsessed with sriracha chili sauce.
Yeah.
Flying Goose sriracha chili sauce. That's like one of my favorite things ever. When the lockdown happened, my big concern was that I didn't have enough of it, because
Yes, we had this conversation.
Yeah, I had like a little bit left. I was like really worried. So, oh shit, what am I going to do if I haven't got any chili sauce? Because I did have a problem at one point where I was just eating it too much. I started to get loads of stomach pains. It was happening all the time. Like every night I was sitting there like, oh, my stomach just really hurts. Oh, I just feel terrible. I don't know what it is. It's just really bad. And then my wife would just say, it's probably all the chili sauce that you put on like literally every meal you have. I go, no, I don't think it's that. I don't know. I just refuse to admit that might possibly be the answer to it. And just until eventually she went, because it carried on for a while. And I was thinking, actually, stomach is big, but I don't normally have any ailments or problems like that. And then eventually,
sounds like.
So why don't you write it down when you have it, and then what you ate before then? And the evidence sadly was overwhelming. That on days when I ate it like 4 times a day, then it turned out my stomach felt like shit at night. So I had to kind of chill out with the amount of chili sauce I was putting on. But I did manage to get 2 big bottles off eBay to get me through.
How much did you pay for those?
I paid less than you did, because I remember telling you about it.
Damn it!
And then you bought it. It's like while we were talking, you just like, yeah, done, boy.
Yeah, I just want it. I just want it. Yeah, I got 2 big bowls for like.
Yeah, then like the end of my story, I then told you. So the place I found that does it cheaper than everywhere else. I've already ordered it. Never mind.
I needed it. I mean,
you can't put a price on that stuff. I
exactly.
Because it's a consumer product, so you absolutely can put a price.
You absolutely can.
The people at Flying Goose have put a price on it.
Yeah, and then people are jacking up that price because of fucking lockdown.
Yeah. So I paid more than you would have if you're doing a shop. But Tesco instant nears have stopped doing it quite a while ago now, actually.
Yeah, I noticed that, because every time I've been for a big shop, which is as few times as I can possibly go. I'm actually due to do one tomorrow. It hasn't been there. And I've just assumed it's been sold out. But then you've got the little pots and the little Tesco instant nears, but that's ridiculously overpriced. So why pay that when I can get 2 big old bottles like this big for a bit of an extortionate price? But it's fine. I'll pay it because I'll eat it and I'll enjoy it, and that's all that really matters. But in regards to your pain of stomach, it sounds like, I don't know if you remember me talking last time where I used to get that. Well, that I'm going to lead on to that actually, because I've had a breakthrough with that. So I used to get the pork crunch, that really hot pork crunch, with my boss from an old job, and that used to give me what I've described as stomach brain freeze. It used to give me some real bad issues. Yeah. But the Shin ramen stuff, that was kidney issues, or it felt like kidney issues, because it was lower back pain. Yeah. So I had some Shin ramen yesterday. Yeah, I think yesterday, maybe the day before. And I was testing it out, because I was like, do you know what? Maybe it's just a thing where I need to get my body used to it, because I'm not going to stop eating it because it's delicious. And I was on a Zoom call with a couple of friends of mine, one of them being an NHS worker. So she sort of knows about the human body a bit, I guess. And she was like, well, it sounds like it's your kidneys may be reacting to one of the ingredients in the in the powder in the sauce that's in there, and obviously it's your right side, so it's filtered through your right kidney first. And then other friend, not an NHS worker, said, I could be getting this wrong. They could have one of them could have said all of this. So if they are watching, I apologise. They they said, well, why don't you make it more watery? She was like, how do you like your noodles? I was like, well, I quite like them quite stodgy. Minimal water, less of a noodle soup, more of just noodles. She was like, well, maybe you should make them more watery so it's less concentrated. I was like, sounds like that could be bullshit, but do you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And boy, howdy, I had those noodles and I did not encounter any kidney pain.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
So
I'm glad.
we have now run out of them.
But well, big Tesco do them.
They do, and that's where I got them from before. Yeah. Me and Ben have been ordering them from Amazon because we're getting them for like big bulk packs for like, again, ridiculous amounts of money. And I don't want to be that guy in Tesco hogging all stuff because someone else might want to come into that Tesco and get some shin ramen, and I don't want to deny them of that.
That's fair. That's very good of you. Very good. I mean, me and Joe used to do our trips to, we occasionally do like a trip to Peterborough because they got a Wagamama's there. We're big fans. It's like I'm not a big fan of going out for dinner in general, but I love going to Wagamama's.
You know, there's a Wagamama's in Cambridge, right?
There is, but because with Peterborough, you can get, because we live right by the train station, you can get a train to Peterborough and it's just like super close. And they also have a Chinese shop like a stone's throw from it. So we go there, we do things like we do a big noodle shop, buy like loads of like Chinese supermarket, or so it's an Oriental supermarket stuff. So we get like sort of various like Asian dishes, bits. So we literally bring a backpack and just fill it with loads of stuff. And you go.
Why am I just learning about this now? I need to do this.
Did I not tell you
live a stone's throw from the train station as well.
Okay, well, when things reopen and like, you know, travel and shops return to normality, join us on this pilgrimage that we do.
We'll do WINELADS on the road.
Oh,
there you go. We'll do it. Did you just do the thing that you do when you... People watching won't understand this. But a very long time ago, not a very long time ago, this is like last year, we did this, I can't remember the context around it now.
Was it around Christmas time?
It must have been around Christmas time, yeah.
I
can't even remember why you did it, but it was hilarious, and it's just been hilarious ever since. You had a pint of beer, and you were really excited about something, so you just went, oh. And it was so funny.
Maybe you have to be there for that one, but fucking hell, it makes me laugh.
It would probably help if I remember the context around it, but
I don't think there was any. I think just literally I just ran up saying,
good times.
The best things never have any reason or rhyme to them.
That's very true.
Or rhyme or reason, rather. But it's just random stupid acts of silliness. You know, they often work the best.
Yeah. By the way, is my microphone picking up the bunnies going crazy?
No, I can't hear.
Cool, that's fine. It's just I'm very aware that. So I have, for those who, I think I mentioned it maybe in the first one, I have house bunnies, and they have a little enclosure. Yeah, they have their own room. They have a little enclosure, and you know, when I'm not working and when I can, I let them out, have a little run around, we have a little play. But recently, since I've been at home, and that's probably not the reason. He probably does this when I'm out as well. So I've got two. I've got Cinnamon and Luna. Cinnamon is a boy. Luna is a girl. Cinnamon has this habit of just chewing the bars just for no reason. I'll put food in there. I'll put toys in there. He'll play with them for a bit. Then he's like, nah, chewing these bars. I like making a noise. I go and I stroke him as do you want attention? That's fine, because a lot of people don't know that rabbits actually, you know, domesticated rabbits, they do like a bit of fuss, especially Luna. She loves it. So I go and stroke him, and then often he runs away. He's like, nah, I'm not really into that. As soon as I leave the room, back on the bars. It's like, I don't know what he wants. I don't know what he wants. I mean, right now he wants food because it's dinner time, which I'll feed him after the podcast. Yeah, he's a little shit, but I love him. Yeah, he's my little shit.
They're good buns.
He's just like me. Takes it after this dad.
He's a good boy. It's fair that would be prude.
His fear would be prude. I'm sorry, Dan. If you don't get that reference, watch Lemmy.
Yeah, watch it.
I did actually see someone going wrong way down a one-way street the other day. And in my head, wrong way down a one-way street.
Ah. Ah.
Fantastic.
I should move my.
See, this is what the podcast should be, just us mucking about and people being like, what are they fucking talking about?
What the podcast is. We reviewed wine. Even like someone even bought us the wine. Like we'd spent the least time reviewing it than we have anything else. We're just both desperate to drink it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really tasty wine.
Yeah,
Rob has good tasting wine.
Rob, thank you very much, man. It's actually, I'd happily drink this. I did like
I
did a post on Instagram. I think it was just like, like our mystery thing. I just like lazily just scribbled all over the labels so that no one would know what it was. And then Dan Grimes messaged me like immediately, said, Oxford Landing, yeah? Oh, for fuck's sake.
If he knows so much about wine, why isn't he here?
Exactly.
We should definitely get Rob on, though. Rob seems to have good taste.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to start having guests. I don't know if it would work well on Zoom having guests. I don't know. What do you think? Would it be two?
I mean, it's just a third panel, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, because I think maybe we need to have 4, because otherwise it would literally be like 2 and then 1 at the bottom. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, but it would still be the same size.
Symmetrical wanting.
It would be the same size, though. It'd just be a lovely little triangle, like the Triforce.
Yeah, true. Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll have some guests coming on then. For all not many of you who watch this at this current time, you'll catch up. Nice. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, future people.
Yeah. Hello.
How's I don't know, inside, outside, depending on what time you're watching this.
Yeah. Is it? Are you watching this on a sunny day? Because I mean, it was pissing it down earlier. It's actually looking like it's all right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at sun shining on like the houses outside, but the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, but throughout today, it's been a miserable day. It's been kind of cozy being inside and looking out the rain. I've kind of enjoyed that a bit.
Yeah.
But it's also, I'm stuck inside and I would really like to be in a pub. And my festival's been cancelled. I knew it was going to happen.
Is that 2,000 trees?
Yeah, 2,000. So anyone who knows, I go to a festival every year. For those of you who know it, 2,000 Trees. Something I was invited to go to, oh man, however many years back, with a group of people who had been a couple of years before, my housemate Ben included, and it is a fantastic little festival. It's so good, and it's not happening this year, which I knew it wasn't going to happen after when all this kicked off. They were pretty confident that it was still going to go ahead, but unfortunately to them, like, I knew it wasn't going to go ahead.
They were which is a massive. They were still announcing bands when everyone was cancelling, which I thought was a really interesting, bold move.
Yeah, they were, and you know, on one hand, fair play to them. They want to keep that positivity. That's great. Unfortunately, they had to bite the bullet, so they cancelled it. But they are going to do it next year. But it's going to be a shame not having that, because it is a great time that I look forward to every single year. You were going to come one year, but I think plans clashed or something.
Yeah, it's because I kind of like decided kind of last minute, I think it was, and I was going to a different festival, Red Rooster, which is like a cool. I started as a country and blues festival, and like they kind of eliminated the country as time went on, which is a big shame because I'm a big country fan, being a dickhead banjo player, and they so I like went to that and just basically spent all my money. And so that one was cancelled this year. Oh, it's not been cancelled. They've postponed it. They just shifted it to later in the year, which is something unusual for most festivals.
Oh, okay. Whereas Trees did 2020. They've pushed it back to next year.
Yeah, But I mean, that's a much wider scale festival than Red Rooster. Red Rooster's quite a small one. Like you wouldn't. I think like one of the biggest headlines I think they have was the Handsome Family, who most people won't know who they are. But if you watch True Detective Series 1, they did the opening theme to True Detective Series 1, which is a great song. And they are a really good band. It's a husband and wife duo. They're absolutely awesome. But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's like it's a small. This one's a really small festival, and 2,000 Trees has hundreds of bands coming to it.
Yeah,
So
it is a good one.
it's a
And they
big
had
deal.
they had Jimmy. They had Jimmy Eat World playing this year, and I fucking love Jimmy Eat World. I've seen them a number of times, but they're so consistently good live that you just know it would have been good.
I think I saw them once. I'm not a big Jimmy fan. I like a few songs, but I'm not. What was the album where like everyone was like, "That is the album"? I think it's got like Bleed American on it.
And the album is Bleed American.
It's called Bleed American. Okay, yeah. So I listened
Yeah.
to that album and I really liked. I love that song. It's such a good song. But the
Yeah.
rest of the album doesn't stand up to that song.
Oh, really? See, I think
That's just
the
my opinion on it. Like, my
yeah, and you are totally entitled to your opinion. That's
so
absolutely fine.
disappointed because I wanted every song to be. I mean, I think is the middle on that album as well.
Yes, the middle is on that
That's a
album.
fucking banger as well. But I just
That was the single.
yeah, it just didn't hit me as hard as everyone else did. Because almost everyone I know thinks they're like an incredible band, and I'm very used to this, where like everyone is super into something, and I'm like the only one who either doesn't get it or doesn't like it, and it's quite frustrating sometimes. I really
I
want
know a few.
their stuff to be as good as those two songs, but they're not.
I know a few people who think Jimmy are only sort of like okay, and to a lot of people they are just only okay. They hold a special place in my heart
No, I
based
completely.
on
It's just
when I've encountered them, like what was going on in my life and stuff like that, and when the albums come out, like as music often hits people, like a lot of why bands are special to people is when they've encountered them at the point in their lives. But yeah, no, Jimmy are a big one for me. But I actually think the best track on that album, and anyone in the comments feel free to disagree with me because everyone's opinion is valid, is a praise chorus, which is the second track after Bleed American.
okay. I'll have a re-listen to it, and maybe I just need to reevaluate. Sometimes when you come back to an album after like a few years, you'll have a different view on it. I know that's
Yeah.
happened to me with other stuff before, where I didn't get it at the time, or it just didn't strike a note with me, like whatever was going on, and your taste changes over time, and then maybe
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
it wasn't the right time for you to listen to that album or something. So
I
I'll give it another listen. Got
think
time.
the first album I heard of theirs all the way through, I think was Futures, and it was after that I got Bleed American, and then I started working at HMV in Cambridge when that was still a thing. I started as a Christmas temp, and Chase This Light came out, and I love that album. I think that album is fantastic, start to finish.
Okay. I think maybe I need to do a revisit, I guess, then. I'll do that. I'll do that for the next one and let you know how I get on. I'll have a revisit.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, shame about
Speaking of,
oh, sorry. No, go for it. Go for it.
so I was going to say, speaking of bands, you know
Oh,
what I'm going to say.
oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Which band / album would you pair this wine with?
Oh, shit. Right. Let's see. Have you got anything in mind?
No. No. I went first last time, so now it's your turn.
Okay. No, I've got this. So let's go through the points of this wine and I'm going to pour a little bit more on it because I'm going to drink. I'm probably going to finish this by the end of the podcast. So
How far through the bottle are you?
I've got to like a little over halfway.
You're a bit ahead of me, I
A
think.
little bit ahead of you, but no, yeah, that's fine. So this wine is like it's got a nice strong flavor to it, but it's not too thick and heavy. So it's got like which way? Now I'm going to go for two. I'm trying to think of two different ones. No, I know what I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for I need to name check it. Well, I'll do that. While I'm describing it, I'm going to make sure I've got the actual title right, so I sound like an absolute douche while I say it. So because of like the taste of it, it's got a lot of flavor to it, and it feels like there's almost like a bit of complexity to it. So it doesn't feel like it's not a basic bitch by any means, like I have compared other wines to during the podcast, where like I can't remember who I was slagging off before, but it was Jacob's Creek and all that. Like, so like basic bitch.
Sponsors and Friends on Channel 4.
Exactly, yeah, those ones. So what is it? That's it. Is that the album or the name? This is what I'm stuck on. So I'm looking it up online, and it's from which album? From which album, you fucks? Right, got it. Okay. So it's got some complexity to it. It's got a lot of nice flavors in it, and it doesn't feel like it's simple at all. So it does in a nice way, but it also feels like it's got layers. Not like an onion necessarily, but it does have layers because there are various flavors.
Layers.
It's like an onion, but a tasty, rich red onion. Not a red onion, because that's an actual type of onion. It's like a red wine onion that tastes of complexity and layers. I'm gonna go with Savages, Adore Life.
Okay.
So
I thought you were going to go with after all that onion talk. I thought you were going to go with the Shrek soundtrack.
No. You feel free to go for that if you want to, but no, I'm going to go for Savages. I think they're a phenomenal band. I've definitely played you some at some point. I think during one of our like late night drunk kind of things. Phenomenal.
I miss late night drunk stuff.
4-piece band, and I think she's got 2 albums at this stage, but they're absolutely brilliant, and they hit all the notes without overdoing anything, and they seem to just like every song has each of its own sort of like its own layers and its own points to hit that they hit very subtly, but there's a wonderful groove throughout everything that they do, especially on the album, and I feel that really encapsulates what this wine is about.
Nice. Okay, I like it. So I'm also going to be I think the descriptor of complex is fantastic for this wine. It's got a little bit. It's quite. It's a strong taste without being too heavy hitting. So maybe I'm doing this. I might come across a wine which I think pairs better with this band that I'm about to suggest.
We can always redo.
That's fine.
This one that sounds better.
Yeah, it's fine. But a wine like this, I think, would work well with my favorite band of all time, Mae, MAE. So they are a very sort of old school. The argument is there for them to call them emo. They're very poppy. They're pop punk, but they're leaning maybe a bit more towards the poppy side. But when you listen to taking the lyrics out of it, although the lyrics are very heartfelt and meaningful, if you take that away and just listen to how all the instruments interconnect with each other to create the melody and to create the song itself, it is incredible. Especially the album The Everglow, which is a concept album.
You sent me, I was going to say, like, they are way more than much more than, like, say, if someone said, "Oh yeah, it's something like emo band." There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Yeah, if you listen to, like, when it comes to like time signatures, and I mean, I remember showing it to someone and they thought there was a bit too much going on with all the instruments that come into play, because you've got like guitar, drums, piano. I think there's bells in one of them as well. They've got a lot going on in some of the songs, but it's all really thought out and it fits together so well. And it's a strong overall sound, it's not too hard hitting. It's nice and mellow, and it's just fantastic. So The Everglow by Mae. is
Excellent.
what this wine
And
goes
it's a
well
good
with.
album as well, because I didn't listen to that. Actually, you sent it to me, and I don't think I ever told you about that I listened to it, but I did, and I enjoyed it.
No, you didn't actually.
No,
Yeah.
I did listen to it, and I enjoyed it. One thing I actually really liked about your description of that, then, was every point you said in that description, I would also apply to Savage's album, Adore Life. And it's just that's really interesting that we've hit exactly the same points as to why it marries up.
Maybe we do know a thing or two about wine. We're learning. Yes. Yes.
Fuck, I tried to play that off as like nonchalant, like just being so can't fucking do it. Why is that funny? I don't know.
Who cares? It's funny. Yes. Yes.
I've gone as red as this one. Right. What else we got? So tips.
Oh yeah. So as of last episode, for those who listened, we like to finish off on a tip for anyone watching, especially in this isolation situation.
The isolation station.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't want to tell anyone how to suck eggs or anything like that.
Does one suck eggs?
Yeah, I'd never understood that expression, to be fair. Like, no one's going to suck.
Stupid.
Yeah. Why are you sucking eggs? Just don't do that.
I want to know a safe way to suck eggs, because they're quite pliable. So you could go. You could
Maybe I've understood the expression wrong.
I don't know. Do we?
Because surely, when you say you don't want to teach someone to suck eggs, it's like you don't want to tell them the obvious, right? Something they already know.
Is there an obvious way to suck an egg?
Well, I don't like eggs, so I stay away from them.
Is it a hard-boiled egg, or is it in a shell? There's too many like different like avenues this could go down.
Yeah, I think it's dumb. It's a dumb expression. Stop using it. Everyone, stop using
it.
Yeah,
stop using this saying. It's terrible. Stop it. So I'm doing a Harrison Ford now. I've realised I'm just pointing at everything.
I want my family back.
Yeah. You know about that like trait with Harrison Ford? He points.
I've seen a sketch based on it.
As I point to, I didn't realise till like a little while ago when what are we talking about? We just doing celebrity impressions or something like that. We went down the pub watching the rugby, and Ashby pointed out to me like, "Who's this?" And then I didn't get it. And he goes, "It's Harrison Ford." I'm like, oh my god! I'm just like, all of a sudden, my mind like,
all the maths came in.
It's just a collage of Harrison Ford pointing. And yeah. Sorry, carry on. That was
That's okay. That
was unneeded.
I need to apologise. Excuse me. So my tip.
Tips, yeah.
And this might be an obvious one. And I mentioned earlier I've been using Netflix Party. So it's you can only use it on a browser. So it's a browser plugin that you can download, and it allows you to so you load up Netflix, and you've got NP in the corner of your browser, say Chrome, for example, and you click on that, and it gives you a link, and you can send that link to your friends, and then once they load up that link, it means they're watching the same stream from Netflix as you are, and so you'll hit play, you're all seeing it exactly the same time, and it presents like a chat box at the side. So I've been doing that with a lady friend of mine, and we do sort of Netflix dates every Sunday, and it is one of the highlights of my week. It's so fun because we're watching this film. Like we take it in turns to pick a film, and it's and we can chat in the corner. Obviously, you've got WhatsApp, you can chat, but it's kind of nice to be able to chat on screen where the film's going on. And obviously, if you have more than one person in there, or more than two people in there, you can all be chatting and like commenting on the film. It works really well. I really rate it. I would say if you have a load of people who you're friends with and you want to do a film night, like me and you, we did Netflix Party, didn't we?
Yeah,
me, you, Shao, and Ben.
We talked about it last podcast. We watched Cockblockers.
Yes, we did. Yeah, and we complained at how. Okay, so by the end of the film, everyone sort of worked out what the crack was, but
spoilers coming on, possibly. If you haven't seen Cock Blockers, I mean, fuck, just don't watch it. It's terrible.
just don't watch it. Yeah, it's a load of like parents being like, "Oh no, our daughters are going to go out and have sex," but there's one dad who's like, "Yeah, that's okay as long as they're like doing it safe. That's fine. Like, what are you just worried because they're girls? Like, fuck off, mate. If this was your
message of it, it's like if it like you said before, like if it was boys, you'd be applauding this. And like people seem to think that it's the old sort of adage of like, oh, if a girl sleeps with like more than one person or sleeps with even anyone who they're not going out with, all of a sudden they're a slag. But it's fine if it's a bloke.
yeah,
Fucking ludicrous. It's like,
it's fucking bollocks. And so if you do
is that
think like
even
that,
a fucking thing? Like still,
yeah,
and it still is a thing. And
it
it's
still is a thing.
fucking
It still
stupid.
is. I
They're
remember
fucking
having a
allowed.
conversation with this was a couple of years ago now. I was on a night out in Cambridge, and my group of friends got entangled with this other group of friends. And within this group of friends, there was a girl and a guy who liked each other. And I remember, I don't know how this conversation started, but this girl was worried about going home with this guy because if anything was to happen, then she would be a slut. And it's society that's put that. Sorry, this is going to sound super preachy, but fuck up, I don't care.
No, I agree with you.
It's society that's put that pressure on her to like not want to do that because she's going to be seen as this slut. So I remember just saying to her, I was like, look, if you like him, go home with him. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
If you like him and he likes you, like, and you're both consenting adults, do whatever you fucking want to do because who cares? Only matters to you.
Absolutely, slam that dude. And it's like, you know, if both of you are into it, everyone just do it. As long as it's not like, you know, as long as you're not married or anything like that. Probably don't do it then. Just, you know,
don't unless you've got that as an agreement within your relationship, like.
Oh yeah, unless that's the thing. I know people with that. That's cool. That's their way. But yeah, as long as everyone's happy. Be happy, everyone, and don't fucking shame people for having sex because it's not a weird thing. Everyone does
Sex
it.
is awesome.
Yeah,
it can be.
Big fan of it. Big fan of it.
Yeah.
I've had some lovely times.
I've just had some lovely times.
It's been lovely. It's been delightful. It's been like, you know, it's been a lot. It's been great. It's been grand.
It's been swell.
It's been swell. I tell you what, gee whiz.
Let me tell you. But yeah,
have some sex, people. Enjoy yourself as long as the other person wants to.
Yes, consent is a thing.
The only real rule, I guess, is that no, it's probably there's more rules than that. But yeah, just enjoy it. As long as everyone's cool with it, it's all good.
Yeah.
Don't
just
slut
consenting adults want to do it.
Yeah, no slut shaming, you fucking arsehole. I'm looking at
you,
whoever who's slut shamed, and Harrison Ford and you. Harrison.
Don't be a cunt. So yeah, long story short, my tip is Netflix party.
That's what we're doing. Tips.
in this isolation time, Netflix party. Boomer, it is time for your tip.
Oh, my tip's like so much more low key. So I actually prepared one this time because last time I spent about 5 minutes umming and ahhing and not knowing what to do about it.
Oh, wow, you prepare for this stuff? I don't.
Just this one. I did nothing else. But it's only because last time when you said to give a tip, I didn't have one. And I just like ummed and ahed and thought that was dead air. So, although I don't ever want to give that specific tip anymore.
Oh, pray tell.
You gave the Netflix party tip, and that was a good tip. No, I'll just stick with the one I got because it's better than what I just randomly go on. So this one's about drinks. So this one applies to wine. If you have, like, for example, it's a hot day. If it's a hot day, and I tried so hard to not belch loud. Anyone who like actually hangs out with me in real life knows I'm just basically going. Like, there's a reason my name's Boomer. It's because I'm loud and abrasive and a bit of a dick. and my voice booms, as you may have noticed, from the constantly distorted sound whenever I speak into a microphone. But so yeah, my tip is, when it's like, say, a hot day and you're going to have like a drink and you want it to be colder than it currently is. So ice isn't always the way, because like if you've got like wine, for example, you drink white wine, and you use wine because it's a wine lads podcast. Like if you got a white wine and you want your wine to be colder than it is, you can't put ice in it because then it just waters it down. And if you're a snob like I am, who just gets really angry when people put ice in whiskey, because I'm a big whiskey fan, I hate putting ice in whiskey. I'll accept it in super hot summer in a bourbon. I'll accept it then. I'm talking about straight whiskey rather than like a mix with like a Coke or something like that. I don't like putting ice. You know, Scotch on the rocks is sacrilege to me. How dare you, sir? That is not how it's done. These are just my opinions. You do what you fucking want. You have to listen to me. Who am I? But when it comes to wine, for example, say white wine in the summertime, if you freeze grapes and then put them in there, you can then cool your drink down without diluting the flavour.
Because wine is already made of grapes.
Exactly. So I guess you use white grapes or green grapes, whatever they're called. I don't know if they're called white or green.
Everything makes sense now.
Here's another one. So you can actually buy whiskey stones. So that's where here's another little thing. Scotch on the rocks. It actually comes from what they used to do in the Highlands, where if they wanted their drink to be cold, they would put rocks from a cold river into their scotch.
Oh.
No, Scotch on the rocks is not ice. It's literally rocks. That's why it's called Scotch on the rocks.
And by doing that, it wouldn't dilute the flavour.
Exactly. So you just basically get some stones. Maybe not actually get some stones. Maybe if you're worried about like if they're dirty or something like that, literally just sand them down. Use a coarse sandpaper at first, and then use a very fine sandpaper afterwards, and that'll get rid of all the dirt and everything on them. Put them in the freezer. Let them get literally frozen cold, and then put them in whatever drink you want. That's better than grapes. Do this instead. Get some stones.
Or can't you get those ice cubes that are encased with, I guess it's plastic actually. You don't really want to use plastic. Yeah,
I'm a big fan
of
plastic. I'm a big fan of reusable things and not a fan of disposable things. So I'm going to go for rocks. You'll keep those rocks for the rest of your life. Get yourself a few stones, buy them if you want. Get them somewhere else if you've got some sandpaper. Like I say, shave them down. Then use a real fine grain one. Get rid of all the leftover residue. Get them on and shine them up real nice. And then freeze those. Give them thorough washes, of course, and anti-bac stuff. Not some Donald Trump intravenous anti-bac, but make sure they're nice and clean, sterile. Put them in the freezer, and there you go. You never need to use ice cubes again.
And I guess if you want to be really fancy, go to like a museum or something when there's like a geology exhibit on.
Steal some diamonds.
You can get some nice quartz or some aquamarine, and then you can freeze that. Put that in your whiskey and you look all fancy.
Yeah, that's actually that is true. The best tasting ones, if you stolen diamonds, are the best. Stolen diamonds are the tastiest, because although diamonds I think go best in vodka.
But the crime gives it an extra flavour.
Oh, absolutely it does. Yeah, I mean, nothing tastes better than crime.
Tips all over the place here. Also, we are not advocates of crime. Please don't commit crimes. Yeah. If you're going to commit a crime, put those diamonds in the freezer and then put them in your whiskey.
I've been watching the Oceans films lately. I rewatched the Ocean. I haven't watched the original since it came out. I wasn't born, but
Oceans 5160.
The Oceans 11, 12, and 13.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just said.
What?
What? I've had enough wine now that I can be a dick.
Oh, well, I was going to say you've had enough wine. I'm going to carry on drinking.
No, I'm going to carry on and become even more of a dick.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Are we done now?
Are we done now? Can we get this over with?
No, I'm good for more if you got more, but that was a natural end.
I believe we have reached the end of the podcast now. We end on the tip, just the tip. I think we've given some great tips. I mean, you've given 2.
Double tip.
Outshined me once again. But that's okay. I'll forgive you this time. No, I think. I mean, I've had a jolly good. Did you do it again? Did you? The video froze, so I didn't get to see it. We've had. So we've both had a lovely time. Thank you for joining us. I hope you found something useful, something funny. You've got something out of this. If you haven't, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? But no, seriously, we appreciate you tuning in with us to drink some wine. I hope you drank some wine along with us as well. In fact, even if you've watched this, go out, get the wine that we've just been drinking, and drink it along and watch it back with us. That wine again was Oxford Landing Shiraz from South Australia,
courtesy of Rob Curtis, the most wonderful man, friend of the podcast.
Thank you, Rob Curtis. Thank you very much.
Love you, Rob. Thank you very much. Steve.
I think this was such a nice gesture from you, and it's made us feel fantastic. So thank you. So yes, it's farewell from me.
And farewell from me as well.
And we shall see you next time. Of course,
cheers,
stay
everybody.
fantastic and stay fantastic again. We'll get an ending thing done properly, but yeah. Cheers. See ya.